Welcome to Manila Updates TV. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. In the early hours of a tense Monday morning, headlines around the world flashed a single shocking message. An American military base in Bahrain had been hit by a missile. The news broke just before dawn, sending shockwaves not only through the military community but also across the entire region. The base, a critical hub for U.S. operations in the Middle East, suddenly found itself at the center of a rapidly unfolding crisis. Sirens blared across the base as personnel scrambled for cover, their training kicking in as they rushed to designated shelters. Emergency lights cut through the darkness, illuminating the tense faces of soldiers and staff as they awaited further instructions. The sound of alarms echoed through the night, a chilling reminder of the ever-present dangers in the region. For a moment, time seemed to freeze in the small island nation, home to one of the most significant U.S. military presences outside America's own borders. The base, usually a symbol of stability, now stood vulnerable, its fate uncertain as the world watched and waited for updates. News outlets raced to confirm details, with journalists working around the clock to piece together what had happened. Every minute brought new rumors, conflicting reports, and urgent updates as the story developed in real time. Social media filled with anxious posts, grainy videos, and unverified reports. Hashtags related to the attack began trending worldwide as people searched for answers and shared their fears. The digital world buzzed with speculation, amplifying the sense of chaos and uncertainty. The attack marked a dramatic escalation in regional tensions, instantly grabbing the attention of world leaders and defense analysts alike. Governments across the globe began urgent consultations, assessing the potential fallout and preparing for possible responses. Images of smoke rising from the base, real or imagined, began circulating within minutes. Some showed plumes drifting into the night sky, while others captured the aftermath, damaged buildings and emergency crews moving through the chaos. The world watched as the story unfolded, with millions glued to their screens, seeking any new information. In homes and public spaces, people gathered to follow the latest developments, their anxiety growing with each new report. Questions swirled. Who was responsible? Was anyone hurt? What would happen next? Officials promised swift investigations, but answers remained elusive in the confusion of the moment. As the sun rose over Manama, uncertainty hung in the air, and fears of wider conflict grew. The city awoke to a new reality, its people wondering what the coming days would bring, and whether peace in the region would hold or give way to further violence. According to initial reports, a missile struck the outer perimeter of the U.S. Fifth Fleet's base in Jaffair, a district located in Bahrain's bustling capital, Manama. The base, a critical hub for U.S. naval operations in the region, was suddenly thrust into the spotlight as news of the attack broke. The incident unfolded just after midnight local time, a moment when most of the city was quiet and unsuspecting. The timing of the attack, in the stillness of the night, caught many off guard and heightened the sense of vulnerability among both military personnel and local residents. Eyewitnesses described a sudden, deafening explosion that shattered the calm, followed almost immediately by the piercing wail of sirens and the rapid arrival of emergency vehicles. The shockwave was felt in nearby neighborhoods, sending bystanders into a state of confusion and fear. First responders and security forces acted swiftly, sealing off the area around the base to prevent further incidents and to ensure the safety of both military and civilian populations. Their quick response helped restore a measure of order amid the chaos. Within just a few hours, officials addressed the public, confirming that no critical infrastructure had been destroyed in the attack. They also reassured everyone that no American or Bahraini personnel had suffered serious injuries, which brought some relief to anxious families. Despite the limited physical damage, the psychological impact was immediate and profound. Both the military community and local civilians found themselves on edge, worried about the possibility of further attacks, and uncertain about what might come next. The visible damage to the base perimeter was relatively minor, but the symbolic message behind the attack was unmistakable, a warning that resonated far beyond the physical sight. As dawn broke, investigators and forensic teams began meticulously scouring the scene for evidence, determined to piece together exactly what had happened and who was responsible. Debris from the missile, including fragments and electronic components, provided initial clues about its origin. However, authorities urged patience, emphasizing that a thorough investigation would be needed to confirm all the details and avoid premature conclusions. In the aftermath, the U.S. base remained on high alert, with increased patrols and security measures in place. Across Bahrain, a tense atmosphere lingered as both officials and civilians braced for any further developments, uncertain of what the coming days might bring. The U.S. Fifth Fleet is no ordinary naval force. It stands as a powerful symbol of American presence and influence in one of the world's most volatile regions. With its formidable ships and highly trained personnel, the fleet projects strength and stability across the Middle East. Stationed in Bahrain since the 1990s, the Fifth Fleet commands a vast maritime area that stretches from the Persian Gulf to the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, and deep into the Indian Ocean. This immense responsibility covers some of the most strategically important waters on the planet, where global trade and energy supplies flow daily. Its mission is simple but vital: keep sea lanes open, protect allies, and deter potential threats in a region critical to global energy and security. The fleet's constant patrols ensure that commercial shipping, especially oil tankers, can move safely and efficiently, preventing disruptions that could impact economies worldwide. Bahrain's strategic location makes it the ideal base for these operations. Situated at the heart of the Gulf, it allows the U.S. Navy to respond rapidly to emerging threats and support its partners throughout the region. The fleet's presence helps secure some of the world's busiest shipping lanes, including the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passage through which nearly a fifth of the world's oil passes every day. Any disruption here could send shockwaves through global markets, making the fleet's role even more crucial. The base also supports anti-piracy operations, humanitarian missions, and works closely with regional partners to respond to crises, whether natural disasters or security threats. Regular joint drills and training exercises strengthen cooperation and readiness. For many in the region, the Fifth Fleet symbolizes American commitment to Gulf security. Its presence reassures allies and deters adversaries, fostering a sense of stability in uncertain times. Its sophisticated ships and personnel, equipped with cutting-edge technology, are a constant reminder that the U.S. has deep and enduring interests in the Middle East, and is prepared to defend them. Any attack on the fleet is seen as an attack on this long-standing partnership and the security of the wider region. The Fifth Fleet stands as both shield and signal, America's anchor in the Gulf, committed to peace, stability, and the protection of vital interests. Long before official statements were released, social media became the world's eyes and ears on the scene. Around midnight, local users posted shaky videos showing flashes of light, loud booms, and clouds of smoke near the U.S. base. Hashtags related to the incident began trending within minutes, spreading panic and speculation. News of the missile strike traveled fast. International journalists, regional analysts, and ordinary citizens alike scoured Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram for updates. Some posts claimed to show the aftermath, but it was difficult to separate facts from rumors. Misinformation thrived in the chaos. Some users amplified unverified claims, while others urged caution and restraint. The rapid spread of news online forced both Bahraini and American officials to respond quickly, highlighting the double-edged power of social media in a crisis. Within hours of the incident, Bahraini authorities addressed the nation. The Ministry of Interior confirmed a, quote, security incident at the Jubair base, urging the public to remain calm and avoid spreading rumors. Officials promised a full investigation and pledged to cooperate closely with American counterparts. The U.S. Navy released a brief statement, confirming the base had been targeted by a missile. They reported no significant damage and no loss of life. Military leaders emphasized that operations would continue as normal. U.S. diplomats in Bahrain assured both Americans and Bahrainis of their ongoing commitment to security. Both governments called for restraint. While promising a thorough response, they made it clear that the priority was to keep the situation under control and prevent further escalation. The tone was serious, but measured. The missile strike immediately raised fears of a wider conflict. Security experts warned that even a limited attack on a U.S. base could trigger a chain reaction across the Middle East. Regional rivals closely watched the American and Bahraini response, calculating their next moves. Some analysts speculated about possible perpetrators. Was this an isolated act, or part of a larger plan to test U.S. resolve? Could other American facilities in the region be targeted next? These questions dominated conversations in diplomatic circles and on news panels. Heightened security was quickly visible at other military installations in the Gulf. Regional allies increased patrols and reviewed emergency protocols. For Bahrain, the attack was a stark reminder of its vulnerability and the importance of its security partnership with the U.S. Bahrain's location at the heart of the Gulf makes it honestly a key point in global energy supply chains. The Strait of Hormuz, which is just a short distance from the U.S. base, is considered the world's most important oil choke point. Any threat to stability here instantly rattles global markets. Following the missile strike, oil prices actually rose in early trading, reflecting fears of wider instability. Shipping companies reviewed their routes, becoming wary of potential risks to vessels passing through the area. Insurance rates for ships operating in the Gulf spiked briefly as uncertainty gripped traders. Energy analysts stressed that any escalation could have far-reaching economic consequences. Even a single attack is enough to remind the world of the region's strategic importance to the flow of oil, gas, and commerce. Security experts quickly weighed in on the incident. Many urged governments and media to avoid jumping to conclusions before all the facts were known. Fast-moving stories are often clouded by rumor and speculation, said Dr. Sarah Al-Khalifa, a regional security analyst. It's essential to verify information before reacting. Analysts noted that the attack could be a provocation designed to test U.S. and Bahraini responses. Measured responses send a strong signal, explained retired Admiral James Porter. Overreacting could play into the attacker's hands and destabilize the region further. Experts stressed the importance of clear communication with the public. They urged leaders to keep citizens informed but to resist spreading panic. In moments of crisis, calm and credible information is the best defense against fear and confusion. For many Bahrainis, the missile strike was more than just a security incident. It was, really, a deeply emotional moment. The U.S. base is not just a military outpost, it is a symbol of the country's long-standing partnership with America. Its presence is woven into the fabric of daily life. In Manama, residents living near the base described a sleepless night. Some worried about the safety of loved ones, while others reflected on the fragility of peace in such a volatile region. For expatriates and military families, the attack was a stark reminder of the risks they face. The symbolic weight of the attack will linger. It challenges the sense of security many have taken for granted. For Bahrain, it is a call to remain vigilant, united, and resilient in the face of new threats. Despite the rapid response from authorities, many questions remain unanswered. Who launched the missile, and what was their motive? Could this be a one-off attack or the start of a new campaign? How will the U.S. and Bahrain strengthen their defenses to prevent future incidents? The world is watching closely. Regional and global powers are weighing their options, careful not to escalate tensions further. The next few days will be critical as investigators work to uncover the truth and leaders decide on their response. Above all, experts and officials alike are calling for calm. Clear communication and measured actions will be essential to prevent rumors and ensure stability. The incident is a reminder of the delicate balance in the Gulf and the need for steady hands in turbulent times.